The Vaxee NP-01 has been a bit of an odd one to me. It was actually the very first mouse I purchased from Vaxee, and when it came in, I was very stoked for it. The color on it was phenomenal. The yellow, I very much love the yellow color. However, the feel of it in my hand, like the comfort level, was not there. Essentially, that's why I ended up picking up the Vaxee XE and going with that and maining that instead of this Vaxee NP-01. As you can see here on the right hand side, there is a bump that kind of sticks out a little bit too awkwardly for my ring finger. And then here on the left side, it has a bit of an aggressive curve, but I actually appreciated the left hand curve just because, or the left side curve, just because it gave me that pocket to kind of fit my finger into, and it felt great. Again, the right side here, there's some sort of weird bump right at that little toothy part that you see, and it kind of adds some sort of aggression to where my ring finger gets pushed out and makes some sort of awkward grab. I can't really put my finger, no pun intended, I can't really put my finger on it. The back hump is fairly flat for what it is. The cable is very, very easy to bend and move. It's almost as if the cable is a wire. It makes it feel as though the mouse is a wireless mouse. It's as if there's really no cable there at all. Unfortunately, however, you cannot unplug the front cable. So with the NP-01, if you want to move it, if you want to go anywhere with it, it will not unplug. I will say that the cool thing about the cable again is the very front end there is kind of angled just ever so slightly, so that way it doesn't drag on the mouse pad at all, which is very, very nice. I will now give you a sound test. The mouse 1 and mouse 2 are textured. They are differently textured than the body. The body is a smooth type of coating. However, mouse 1 and mouse 2 have a little bit of a gritty texture to it. It has a texture to it, not as crazy as a skateboard grip tape, but it's a little bit softer than that. It's something you can definitely feel, but I wish this was the type of texture that was on the Vaxee XE because it feels really, really nice, and I feel like it keeps my fingers in place very, very well. There is no question in durability, as this does not have any creaks or cracking or any of the sort, unlike my Vaxee XE. The NP-01, I was pushing it in the same exact spots as the XE, and there is no creaking whatsoever. So I feel as though either my XE is just kind of a little bit weaker in some spots, or the NP-01 is just kind of a little bit more top notch and a little bit stronger built in those areas. The Vaxee NP-01, just like every other Vaxee, does not need any sort of software. It has everything on the bottom. So you have your DPI on the bottom. You have your polling rate from 125, 500, and 1000. And then you also get your click response time, which is the 2, 4, and the 8. And I'm pretty sure this one gets the 3 as well, just like the XE. NP-01 also has the 3389 sensor. The skates here are PTFE feet. Again, tried to use this mouse as far as gliding and everything. The glide was great. It was perfectly fine in my opinion, and it didn't hinder me, nor was it insane to where it was on another level. However, they are good feet. My final thoughts are this is an amazing mouse. The texture is awesome on mouse 1, mouse 2. There's little to no travel on mouse 1, mouse 2, mouse 4, mouse 5. Yes, the scroll wheel is pretty loud. I'm not going to lie. It's coming from the Extrafy line. It is a very, very loud scroll wheel. Even the Vaxee XE does not have a scroll wheel anywhere near as loud as this. The only thing that's really stopping me from liking this mouse is that little corner piece at the mouse 2. It's right there up at the top there. It kind of just, again, it juts out just a little too far for my liking, making it to where it's kind of pushing my finger away from the mouse, and I'm trying to find a good grip for it to where, not even kidding, I found that the best grip for me with this mouse is actually holding it almost sideways in my hand, to where the mouse 1 and mouse 2 were, instead of being, parallel with my pointer and my middle finger, it was about an 70 degree angle looking away from my hand. So it's just not a mouse for me, just because of that little hump. However, if it's a mouse that you find interested in, I would definitely give it a shot if you have money to kind of throw at it. However, it's not my first recommendation. So here are some stats that I'm putting up with Aim Labs. And here are some stats I'm putting up with Rainbow Six. And here's some stats I'm putting up with my main game, Hunt Showdown. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching, and I am out of here.